we pigeonhole art so much. And what I want to do is art. It's just, I think to a lot of other people, it won't look like art. It encompasses giving people the daily things that they need to sustain themselves, period.
This is the Art Power Podcast, a show for artists to talk about the intricate dance we do between sustaining our financial lives and well-being and our creative practices. The power in that artistic practice is the power to learn, the power to grow, the power to change, the power to transform. We want to bring the very same power that we bring to all of our creative work to our financial lives. You can't change what you don't reflect on or observe. If we don't make space or give ourselves the opportunity to notice and call attention to our habits or behaviors or tendencies, hopes, dreams, beliefs, then we can't change them. So this podcast is a space, I won't say a first step, but it's a step, a place, an opportunity to reflect for a moment on what's working for us as artists financially, what we love about the way we have been able to make our lives work, and then what are some of the lessons we've learned, the things we might change, the advice we might offer to others. I'm excited to talk with Naomi Chambers today. Naomi is a painter, sculptor, an artist who works with a wide range of everyday materials in incredibly provocative ways, engaging ways. She makes work that makes you want to stop and have to stop and engage with it. The reason why it feels important for her to be one of the first artists we speak to is her generosity as an artist within this community. Her practice is both about the work she makes that expresses her ideas and what she cares about, and also about a collective community making and collective community opportunities to express and be together. So for me, the question is, how do you exist as an artist who cares as much about your own work as you do about community? Or I don't even know if there's a clear line for her between the two. But there's a generosity of spirit that she shows up with that I love. I mean, it's just inspiring. Our conversation begins with Naomi sharing stories, earliest memories of her relationship to art and making art with her mother. And not calling it art specifically, but just the way her mother organized she and her siblings around creativity, making things, doing things together. Here's Naomi Chambers.
My mother, we would, on Sundays, she would sit us down and she would have us just draw circles in like different shapes. We had to be like 5, 6, 7 within that range. And she would just tell us like, these are things that you can use for everything. It'll make your handwriting better, your this, your that, just like become really good at, now we call it mark making. But that was something that she would sit us down and do. My mom was always coaxing us to try things out, work on things that we liked. If we decided we wanted to pick up something new, we'd have to stick with it for a certain period of time. So if it was like a semester long project, or if it was like a season, we couldn't quit. Because it was like, you wanted to do this, now see it through.
Wow.
So that was just the way she did things. And I think that, we were children, but she pretty much got us ready to think about like what our life practice was going to be.
Was she an artist herself?
She was, but I don't think she would describe herself as an artist, yes, but I don't think she would tell other people that. She painted. I remember seeing some of her paintings when I was younger, but she devoted most of her time to us. Yeah, she was just always trying to get us to like dig deeper, and I definitely appreciate that about her. And I think that prompted me to want to be an artist, because that's what we're constantly digging deeper, and we're allowing ourselves the space to to, fall down rabbit holes.
Many
of them. And that's our lifelong practice. It was like, okay, what am I going to jump in today?
I know.
And yeah, you're not afforded that in every field.
No.
Yeah. So
sure
it's like, oh, okay. I think I'm an artist.
Yeah. Was she supportive of you becoming an artist, like life work, living artist?
She was, but when I told her, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to study art. Because I wanted to study medicine originally. Like my whole childhood, I wanted to be a surgeon, a heart surgeon. And then in high school, I had to get an art class taken care of because I had all math and science. And I just realized how much I really was enjoying just making things and thinking about stuff. And so like I remember I went into Pitt undecided, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do art. And she was like, okay. Like she knew, but then she was like, but add something to it.
Okay.
And so like I got a double degree. I got a degree in marketing, and I got a degree in art. Marketing was already something that I loved too, because it was super creative, and I always was making like commercials in my bathroom, and I would tell my family members, give me a product, and then I would make like a commercial like right there, and they would tell me if it was good or not. And so like, yeah.
So that seems like a perfect or almost perfect combination.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I thought so. I think I thought so. My last year in business school, I realized that I would probably never do marketing as a career. There was one class where we were like digging deep, and they did a case study, and they were teaching us about how like I think it was Apple, but one of the companies had taken the research of how people fall in love, and they like applied that to products.
Oh wow!
And I was like, ooh. I was like, I can't do this as a living.
No.
Like I do enjoy learning about, the human psychology and like how motivates us. And I was like, maybe I can use that in my artwork as I continue to uplift people and make them not want to buy a bunch of stuff they don't need and continue to wreak havoc on their environment. I remember when I told my parents, like, I'm probably not going to go into corporate America. And they were like, yeah, we know.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that they were supportive. But I'm imagining that those lessons, for lack of a better word, informed some of your approaches, right? Like when you graduate from school and you're like, okay, I'm not heading to the corporate marketing job. So now what am I going to do? So talk a little bit about that. Paint us that picture of what that was like those first few years.
Oh, it was a lot of trying to pull myself back in because I did graduate with a bunch of business students and everyone had their careers lined up. That was the topic of conversation when you still went to social things. It was like, oh, so what do you do for a living? Yes. So like there was a lot of times where it was like, okay, you have to be sure about like your decision to go into the arts. There was a lot of like people like, oh, so that's what you do? That's how do you make money? So
exactly.
So I did a lot of initially when I got out of school, I did apply for the corporate jobs, but I graduated in 2009.
Oh yeah.
And in 2008 there was a big old crisis. Yes. And so when I got out of school, I was going up against people that had like experience, and so all the entry level positions that I might have been able to take just were not available to me here. So I did a lot of retail work, but even that, the energy that I was expending doing that, working restaurants, I told myself I was going to come home and do art. But it was like 2 years after I graduated, and I had very little artwork outside of like the student work that I had. Yes. So I had to get to the point where I was just like, hey, Mom and Dad, can I move back home?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I asked them if I could move back home for a little bit while I attempted to get, everything in order to be able to work again.
And that sounds like a very smart financial decision.
Yeah, it was. I thought at the time, and it really was. But it was a lot of, again, pulling myself back in to be like, this is what's important to you. It's not working the way you think it is. And I was like, I'm going to do everything that I can to focus on my art. And that year I did my first solo show.
Wow.
I went and paid for a venue. I found a venue. And
wow.
made it a part of my birthday because I figure a lot of people don't know me as an artist, but though at least my family and friends will at least come and celebrate my birthday.
Yes.
So I rented out this space. I was like, hey, I'm having this birthday party art show. And
brilliant.
I had just got a studio and I was working 9-hour days, I had about 20 pieces in the show and they sold all of them. And all my friends and family were like, wait, you're an artist? And I was just like, well, not my friends. I mean, my family members, but a lot of people who didn't know. But they were like, you're really good. And it gave me enough, energy to be like, okay, so I'm going to do this again. And then I did these solo shows for myself until other people started asking me to be in shows.
That's great.
So it was a thing that just started picking up because I was just like, okay, I need to do whatever I need to do. I do have to eat. But it was my parents were available to me.
That's right. Yeah.
I thank God for that because I know that's not everyone's position, to be able to do that. Some parents will be like, no. Art career, get out of here. No, they didn't do that.
Oh, that's great. So they were clear about financial lessons too.
Yes.
Right. I mean, they didn't just kind of
gloss
over it.
No, I definitely still had to, contribute. Mm-hmm. I was getting something out of the deal. I was a grown up.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Out of school already, so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're on the track. There's momentum around the shows you're producing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, as you said, you're renting the spaces. There are expenses that are accumulating. You're selling your work.
Yeah.
So that's all working as it should. Mm-hmm. Was there a moment where you were like, okay, I want to ramp this up?
It was a slow ramp up, but yes, all the opportunities that were coming to me, I pretty much had to wait for them to happen. Or, of course, I was doing my shows, but then it was like, okay, so what can I do to either A, always have a show,
right,
or B, just make a bigger presence. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get with a few of my friends and my partner at the time, and we were like, we're gonna shine some light on each other. Mm-hmm. And we opened a community art space called Flower House. That in our brains was like, we all can put something in.
Yes.
And we can all just have more.
Yeah.
It was a community art studio. So for those who don't know it, we had our doors open for people to come in. We had supplies out and space for people to create. The goal, I know that art for me allowed me to always stay in motion no matter what. And the motion had, from what I could tell for myself, had always raised me higher. And so I figured that if we continue to put the good news out there, if people are able to tap into, whatever their creative force is, they can, uplift themselves. We were open for about 2 years. Towards the end of our time in Wilkinsburg, there was an artist named Ham who lived in Wilkinsburg who had a show in the space. And he had said that he never really considered himself a visual artist until he started coming there. It was just a beautiful thing to see, somebody who never really considered themselves an artist decide to put on a full show. And he had his mom do all the catering and everything. It was really cute. And his children came down to the show. It was amazing to see. I was really proud of him. And I was really excited that was our last show.
Yeah.
In the space. Yeah.
Well, 2 years, that's a lot of sweat, blood, tears.
Yes.
Talk about that.
It was very unexpected. Like, I don't think I thought about everything that comes with having a Black-owned space in an area like Pittsburgh or Wilkinsburg that is so under-resourced, just like in servicing the Black community. There were a lot of things that, like, I feel like we were not equipped for. So it was one of those moments where it was just a reminder to just, like, try your best, but know that there's so much that you can strive for. So it just made my goals bigger.
Yeah.
To think a little bit, not beyond art, because I do feel like we pigeonhole art so much. And what I want to do is art. It's just, I think to a lot of other people, it won't look like art. But I think going back to power, like in y'all's name, art power, I just feel like it encompasses so much. Like it encompasses giving people the daily things that they need to sustain themselves, period.
Absolutely.
In art making, the way that the economy is set up, as an artist, you're already just not making a lot, what you need, ends meet. And so, like, I feel like that aligned me with a lot of other disenfranchised parties, period.
Yeah.
And so, being an artist, I do feel like I'm able to see the sides of things and make according to what I feel is needed. I do feel like I see things in a helpful way.
Yeah.
That might be of service to others.
And as part of that helpful way, seeing value.
Yes. That comes from my mom, too, I think. She was just a very resourceful person. So, like, discounted things, I'm able to be like, oh, okay. No, this is very useful.
When you say discarded things, what do you mean?
I think I'm an assemblage artist because it's in my DNA to hoard.
Collect.
That's what I call it when I'm being nice to myself. But yeah, those objects were, a lot of them were things that either people gave to me that they were like, hey, this made me think of you, or I sourced it off of eBay. But it's interesting how that is changing as well. Like, I'm starting to not collect as much. I'm not completely down. You come to my studio, you'll see I have boxes of things still, but I went from Flower House, all that space, to I'm getting to a place where it's like, okay, I'm exercising these things out of me. This like material collecting that I do.
I'm curious about the Flower House experience around the finances of it. I mean, I can already imagine, similar to you, in my 20s, I opened a space. I thought it'd be community. People said they were going to help, and I was so excited.
Yes.
And then for many, many hours, I was there by myself doing stuff. And people in the community came in. It was all wonderful. And it was all my money, or a lot of it. And at the time, it didn't occur to me to apply for grants to do it. So I'm curious, can you talk a little bit about just the Flower House finances?
Yes.
And how that impacted your decision, if it did, to close?
Yes. So there were 7 of us when we opened up, 8 of us. And so everyone would put a certain amount in a month to handle like rent and everything like that, and like materials. Outside of that, I was doing a lot of teaching. There's so many jobs in organizations, arts org, that you can teach for. Not the best money at all.
No.
But consistent.
Most of the time.
It can be consistent. And then also sometimes you could, layer them up.
Yes.
So I was doing that. And then at the time, Heinz, or one of the foundations, had a program that they were like putting money into Black arts orgs. and they were giving Darnell like some money to teach, like more than the art org can usually give people.
Okay.
So that was helping out. But it got really sad a little bit because like a lot of the funding that was available was like only available to Black organizations. It was only a certain amount. And so we didn't get a lot of that, but it did feel like it became kind of competitive with the other Black arts orgs.
Yeah.
And you do realize the people you're going up against are your people.
Yes.
The white orgs are usually these long-standing organizations. The foundations already know that they're giving them money. So it was very hard to get money from grants and things.
Do you remember how much the budget was or how much it was costing?
Yeah. Okay. So it was about $3,000 a month because rent was $1,200, and we, like I said, we got a lot of donations for everything else. Like we even had some lady giving us like fruits and vegetables for the youth coming through.
And that's, that money doesn't include paying for your time.
There was no paying for my time. No one was being paid to be any. We were giving everything. Like anyone who was involved was paying and donating their money and their time. The thing that it gave was the visibility.
Yeah.
And that's...
And the care. I mean, there's no price really.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah. We were able to be together.
Yeah.
And, gripe it out.
Yes.
For lack of a better word. Yeah. Yeah.
So you decide after 2 years, time to close this.
No, our landlord.
Oh, the landlord.
The building, the plumbing went.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the landlord didn't want to fix it.
Oh.
But he was still like asking for rent. So we ended up going to court with the landlord. Okay. I mean, we won.
Yeah.
Because it was like, dude, you fix your building. You can't. So, but we were thinking about finding another building in Wilkinsburg. We moved out December of 2018. So January 2019 was like, what am I doing with myself? Yeah. And then I also found out the end of that month that I was pregnant with my second child. So it was like, okay, we do want to open a space. I was like, I'm pregnant again. And then after I had the baby, the pandemic happened. So we just never resettled anywhere. But it was never time to resettle anywhere. Like, I definitely am going to open a flower house again. But it's going to be very different. It will be a community studio space. And that's it.
Yes.
That's the only thing that's going to be the same. Hopefully.
I mean, I understand that already without even having to dig through it. I mean, a lot of people talk about community work, giving back, quote, social impact. I don't know. It's just the level of labor, the depth, the breadth of labor involved in the kind of community care artwork that you're describing is so very different from, quote, social practice. And the financial realities, as you said, it's not only what you're working with, it's also the community that you're in and the resources it has or does not have.
Yes.
So how has your thinking about that work, and like you said, if you did it again or when you do it again, it will be different. How has this experience shifted or changed your ideas about what it means to be a, quote, community artist working with care?
I will never do it again while undercutting myself. I think being a mom has taught me to continually take care of myself.
Yeah.
Because before, when it was just me, I think I just, I can take a lot of things on the chin, but I realized that that doesn't work. you're not going to achieve your mission. Yeah, it's just not, it's not going to be good enough. And I think I deserve more. The community that I would like to, exchange with deserves more. And I just would want to model the best for myself and whoever I want to work with. Yeah.
Has it impacted, or how has it impacted your thinking about how you price your work or how you engage with galleries, collectors? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So definitely how I price my work has changed. I used to be just happy to make work that people thought was cool and to be able to sell it. So like before I would be like, oh, I'm selling this because I made it and I need to eat. And so now I have more things in my mind as far as like the time that it took, what other things I could have been doing, the materials. And I think just like being conscious of all those little things has made me just automatically start pricing it more in line with where it needs to be.
I mean, that sounds very future minded. Are you thinking about financial futures too, like experiences you want your children to have or experiences you want yourself to have?
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely. Okay. I had went with my brother to China. Oh, wow. And when I was there, I saw like all these people making a way for themselves.
Yes.
And my brother was like, hey, we're gonna go walk the Great Wall of China and we're gonna think about one thing we're going to leave behind. And I was like, okay. And the thing that I left behind was excuses. So I'm saving up for a trip to Asia with my children. I think for this summer, there's things that I've noticed about them already that I'm like, okay, we need to go to Asia. Like, y'all need to see some things. Or just, it doesn't even have to be Asia. But we need to go see some things. We need to open up. We need to, let things flow through us. And money, we need money.
We need money.
Yeah. I just gave Dottie her first debit card. Her birthday was this week.
How old is she?
She is 8.
Oh, 8.
And so I gave her her debit card and a price list.
Ooh.
And so she gets $10 for every chapter book she reads this summer because she's away with her father. And I think adding the money element, I would hope will get her to think about money earlier, because I feel like there's so many. I didn't think about money.
When did you start thinking about it?
Honestly,
yeah,
this is gonna sound really bad, but when I had them, and I went to business school, but everything is all brain, like it's all theory. And
well, you had tuition.
I did, but my parents, they took care of a lot of things. I did have a job through undergrad. My mom and dad paid for my first 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I had an internship with Verizon Wireless, and they paid. Had brilliant. Tuition, so they paid my tuition for however long I worked there. Wow. And so, like, I was working for what I needed, and I always had a job, but I just didn't think about it. I feel like in the ways that I think about it now, as it being like this tool to be able to create the massive change that I would love to see. Yeah, because it's just like I was just thinking about art. And I was like, no. Like, the art is everything, yes. But also, you have to think of everything. Like, this is a whole market and da-da-da-da. So, it was just like, I wasn't making all the connections. I want to be more explicit with my children.
Mm-hmm. It's so tricky, though, for me, because I'm similar to you where, I mean, my parents, they didn't pay for us to go to college. They were like, you can go if you want to, and we're happy if you're going. But we're immigrants. We basically just got here. So if you want to do that, I mean, I feel like I remember a sentence like, you can come over and eat anytime.
That's big, but yes, that's, yeah.
So you won't go hungry,
that's the extent.
but you have to figure out how to pay for that. Mm-hmm. Even with that, I feel like I didn't do anything for money. Mm-hmm. Money was necessary. I had to pay tuition so I could register for the next semester. Mm-hmm. I became really friendly with the folks in the registrar office. Right. Sometimes they let me register before I'd paid.
Right. Like,
hey,
y'all gonna get it,
ma'am.
right?
And they're like, okay.
That was nice.
Yeah, till Friday or whatever. I mean, they were wonderful ladies.
That was amazing.
Many wonderful ladies. But I thought of money as like things I had to do. But when I thought about my work, I never chose work because of money. Mm-hmm. I never did. Like I have friends who did all kinds of jobs. They hate it and they're like, but it pays. So I was always very focused on doing what I love and making it work financially. Mm-hmm. So I think for us as artists, that's the kind of, it's a hard, I don't know if it's hard, but it's a complicated lesson, right? To teach our kids, because I think we want our kids and ourselves to feel that joy in what we're doing. And we also know that money is a tool that lets us have more ease as we're experiencing that joy. Mm-hmm. So that's a tricky situation. And I think people take advantage of us artists because we will do many things.
Yes.
Because we love it, or because it matters. Mm-hmm. Whether the money is there or not. Mm-hmm. You've done it. I've done it. Yes. Everybody. We all know. All the great artists have done it.
Yes. Yes.
Even the not so great artists, they've done it too. And people know that, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they know that, they can offer us various amounts. And
yes.
Right? So how do you come to, or how have you come to settle in that where it's like, okay, you know what? Yes, I love this. And here's the math.
Yeah. I also realized that other artists or people in the art world will take you seriously.
Yeah.
But then outside the art world, money usually is the thing that speaks the loudest.
Yes.
And that's okay with me, except that there's all these things that I want to do. Mm-hmm. And I need them to take me seriously in order to do them. So that making money has become an essential part of me making art. It's like another material for me at this point, because my art making has become so much more about the people that I want to be able to make work with and around. And so it's just a new material that I'm trying to learn. And it's not a natural one for me. And maybe I don't need to say that. Maybe I'm going to stop saying that. So
my wrap up question is around, if you were to give advice to folks who maybe are stumbling across this podcast or just out there thinking about what to do with themselves. Maybe they're about to give up their art practice because they're like, I can't really make the money work or whatever. What are some of the pieces of advice that you'd offer?
Stay open. I had a undergrad teacher tell me after I was like, hey, I'm thinking of art career stuff. One of the big things she said, Barbara Weisberger, I'm going to say her name, was feed your art diet. And figure out where in the landscape you exist. Mm-hmm. So stay in tune. It's super important because sometimes you get so into what you do and what you're doing, and that's all you're into. But it does allow you to figure things out and map out next steps, because there is no set path in the art world. Make sure you do have a consistent something on paper, because I didn't know that to buy a house you had to
have some track record.
Yes. I'm here. I make money. Yes. They're like, what? But what? Okay.
Yes.
So yes,
to buy a house.
Banks, yes. Grants cannot get you a house.
No,
that is not money to banks.
It is not.
No.
Okay, so we talked about mothering. You've shared how your children and becoming a mother, how that's also influencing your thinking about your financial wellness in the present and in the future. Mm-hmm. For lots of folks, there's a sense of a struggle between artists and mothering. I have my thoughts about that. I'm curious to hear, what are yours? How would you think about or talk about the relationship between mothering and artist, being a mothering artist, artist mother?
Yes. I would say that before I had Dottie, I heard that it was like, oh, order babies.
I know.
But it was like,
yeah.
I will say that my children have made my art so much better. Like, that's the short of it.
Yes.
I think they've opened my eyes fully to all that art is. And I still have this strong desire to create. I create whatever I want. And I don't think twice about it. And I think that I'd still be really tied to one way of creating. And they've opened it up to like things that really solve real problems in my life.
I definitely heard that. In my circles, it wasn't art or mothering. It was like career or mothering. And all the kind of executive ladies that I knew, they were like, just don't lose your career just because you have kids. And I don't know. I mean, there was a little bit of pressure to stay professional and stay executive, in quotes. And my decisions around like taking my daughter with me lots of places or just changing my schedule to meet her needs. A lot of my executive circle people, they thought that was like professional sacrifice. Like they were just like, that's crazy. You're killing your career.
Yeah.
So I always made it like this choice. But, similar to you, for me, it's not a choice. I chose to be a mother. So it's all together,
I remember asking my sister-in-law, well, what do you do if you got to do this and da-da-da? She's like, just take your child. She's like, don't ask. Just show up. Yeah. And eventually they'll realize that they want you. They're going to get them. And I think, it has probably cost me some things, some opportunities. Yeah. But then you learn there's so many opportunities. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I admire all the artist mothers that we've had in our past. There's so many. And my father, he was the artist that took his kids everywhere. And we're thankful for it. My sisters and I, we learned so much. We saw the world that way. So the mothering artist work, labor is all together, right? All one whole thing, which is why we need more money.
I'm working on it.
Working on it. There's so much talk about being an artist and a mother. And for so many people, it's a battle. It's this kind of struggle between, am I an artist? Am I a mother? How do I balance? Can I do both? And the answer is, of course, you can. You will. You will. You are an artist mother. And what I love about talking with Naomi about this is that she kind of eliminates the struggle and like the either or. She is artist mother. She comes from an artist mother. It's fully embraced. It's fully a part of who she is. It's a part of who I am. And so that resonates with me. This idea that we're making it happen. We're doing both things at the same time. We're here to do it for our families and our communities, and most importantly, for ourselves. Our work as artists, our work as artist mothers is a beautiful, generative, abundant choice. I hope you leave this episode feeling nourished and encouraged, feeling a sense of possibility and abundance. There's a world of opportunities. It's not easy. We know this. There is work to be done, and we're here to do it. And that's a beautiful thing. I hope you'll check out Naomi's work and projects on her Instagram at Naomi B Day Girl. This has been the Art Power Podcast. I'm Janera Solomon. The show is a co-production of Row Home Productions and Art Power, a public benefit corporation working to bring artists sustainability, dignity, and freedom. Our producers are Jackson Roach and Kristen Vermilia. Our managing producer is Alex Lewis. Mixing and mastering by John Myers. Subscribe and tell your friends about the Art Power Podcast, and find out more about the work we do at artpower.io. Thank you for listening.
Row Home Productions.